Today, we're going to talk about self-awareness, all right? And the reason self-awareness is important, well, first off, before I get into why it's important, it's something that confuses people. You know, I see a lot of people out there talking about self-awareness with literally zero self-awareness. I think a lot of people think it's something that it isn't. I think a lot of people are confused about what it might be. And today I want to kind of give you an intro to how to become self-aware and how to, you know, understand what this concept really is. And it's not going to take me long to explain it. Now, this isn't going to be an in-depth, course on self-awareness. This is a 5 or 10 minute deal. All right. It's really simple. So what is self-awareness? Well, self-awareness, guys, is a critical part of taking control of your life and achieving all of your goals, no matter what aspect they happen to be in. Okay. You have to understand where you are, who you are, and what you are to ever get where you want to go. That's the first step in the process. Being self-aware also allows you to understand what you're good at and what you need to improve on. And here's the most important thing as it relates to you guys. You guys are out there trying to be better. You're trying to build businesses. You're trying to get better at what it is you do. To do so, you're going to have to become a great leader. Now, you cannot ever be a great leader if you're not very self-aware, okay? You have to recognize what you're great at, and you have to recognize what other people are great at, and you have to figure out how to make this all work in harmony like the conductor of a big orchestra. But the problem is that most people don't even know what self-awareness is or why it's important, okay? So how do we become more self-aware? Well, it's very simple, all right? It's the concept of questioning your actions or decisions as they're happening, all right? Is eating this donut going to help me with my weight loss goals? Okay, being aware of what actions will allow you to get on track to achieving your goals and which ones will actually hold you back is a very important concept for you to not only understand, but to practice. Because getting anywhere in life, you first have to know where you are and what you're capable of and what you're good at and what you're not good at. And so many people like to cover this with so many justifications, oh, I wasn't born smart, or I wasn't born gifted, or everybody hates me, or I can't control myself, or this or that or this. You have to be aware that those are all excuses and they're just stories that you told yourself that don't allow you to make progress towards where you want to go. And this is also why your confidence is also probably low. Okay, when you build your self-awareness, you build your confidence. What does that mean? Well, what it means is when you have high confidence, you stop doubting yourself over time. But, on the other side, you don't overestimate yourself. Okay, this is an important concept for you to understand. It's about telling yourself the truth. It's about reality. It's not about what you think you might be. It's not about what your friends think you are. It's not about what your parents think you are. It's about what you actually are. Okay, so becoming self-awareness and building our confidence go hand in hand. And you have to understand to do that, you have to be able to ask yourself as things are happening, is this serving me or is this not serving me? Is this moving closer to where I want to be or is this moving me further away from where I want to be? Okay, this is what it looks like in real life as you're doing it. I'm talking about as you're standing at the order counter of McDonald's and you're looking up at the thing and you're like, shit, I know I shouldn't be eating this. Then you don't. Okay, that's being self-aware and then following through on the actions that your self-awareness prompts into your brain. Okay, so let me ask you something else. Are you even aware of how much confidence you have and don't have? Are you good at your craft? Are you bad at your craft? Are you mediocre at your craft? Are you a beginner? Are you an expert? Where can you improve? What can you do to improve? What are you doing to improve? These are all questions that help you build self-awareness. And a simple trick to building your confidence and self-awareness is asking for feedback from your peers, okay? This is something I do constantly. I constantly ask my team. So what we're talking about here really is getting feedback from your team and then making an objective decision about the reality of the scenario. Are they telling the truth? What's their perspective? Do they see me the way the world sees me? Or are they just saying that because I pay them to say that? Do they like me? Do they love me? Do they not want to hurt my feelings? Okay, and this shit can and will drive you insane. But the truth of the matter is if you become the person who asks yourself the questions, if you become the person who's analyzing yourself, you become able to coach yourself because you're in such an aware place. All right. The idea here, guys, is what happens is the more you go through this process of self-evaluation, the more not only do you learn about yourself and where your strengths and where your weaknesses are, you become more confident in where your strengths and where your weaknesses are. And when you become the top level of confidence, there's really nothing that can destroy you because you understand what you're great at, you understand what other people are great at, and you understand that for you to solve these problems over here, you're going to need some of these people with better skills than you, and it's not going to bother you because you're confident in your skills. Self-awareness is the most important critical trait that you can develop, okay? You cannot improve, you cannot win, you cannot be great unless you're extremely self-aware. And how it's relevant to you is you won't be able to build a business because you won't be able to manage people effectively. And to build a business, you have to learn how to manage people and you have to learn how to sell. Guess where you need great self-awareness, guys? You need it in how to manage it and you need it in how to sell, okay? This is something you should try to do. So start monitoring your actions in real time. Start asking yourself questions after you do something. Start breaking. It's kind of like breaking down game film, right? Like, how did this interaction go? Oh, well, I said this and they said this and then I said this and then they said this. I shouldn't have said it like this. I should have said it in a different tone. I could have asked a better question. And that's next time I won't get told that. This is what self-awareness looks like in real time, guys. It's basically developing your ability to coach yourself and self-evaluate in real time. And if you cannot do this, you cannot win. So take the time to do whatever it is you have to do to make sure you're committing yourself to becoming more self-aware. Be quiet, pay attention, break down your interactions, break down your actions throughout the day. Did I have a great day? Did I do what I should have done? Did I execute here? Did I execute with the proper intent? And all these different questions to make sure that you're passing your own standard when it comes time to make sure that you're passing your own test and your own set of standards so that you can be confident in the fact that you know what you're actually doing. All right. I want you guys to start thinking about self-awareness. I want you to start practicing becoming self-aware. And I want you to start, maybe noticing when you're not very self-aware. When are things not going the way that you want? Why did they not go the way you want? And I'm going to bet you that when you learn to break that down, you're going to see that in that moment, you weren't paying attention. You were wrapped up in something else. You were thinking about something else. Okay. So understanding how not only what self-awareness is, but also how to be self-aware is going to be the key to you getting where you want to go.